Hey everyone, my name is Giuseppina. Welcome to my channel. This is Healing by Juicy. So I am an intuitive healer. I do spiritual counseling and hypnotherapy. I'm a Reiki master practitioner as well. And I basically talk a lot about spiritual topics like spiritual awakening. I talk about like our subconscious programming and how to change that, healing and various aspects of that. I also share my journey a lot on here, and healing from abuse and my spiritual awakening, my growth, as well as learning about being autistic and those experiences with everyone. So welcome if you're new here, and if you haven't already, I would really appreciate it if you liked this video and subscribe to my channel. Speaking of which, I reached 200 followers, so thank you for everyone who has subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. So as you already know, I do this very casual. I don't edit my videos. I don't care. It's more like this kind of podcast like format where we just have a casual conversation, and that's just the way it is. So today is going to be a quick video. I wanted to talk about queerness in the autistic community because it is Pride weekend here in Toronto. So happy Pride to everyone. I'm wearing my love with Pride shirt. This is like 11 years old. It's very old and faded, but anyways, I wanted to talk about that and why there tends to be a lot more openness, queerness in the autistic community, neurodivergent community in general, but I would say like definitely the autistic community. So let's talk about that. As a spiritual healer, I can, I know a thing or two about souls, and I will say this, that our souls don't have a gender, and gender is very much a social construct that is like this very 3D rigid paradigm that we seem to be really attached to here, and for many different reasons, for fear, for control, for for whatever reason. And but we tend to have more openness and people being more expressive and showing up as their true selves in our community, because as a whole, autistic people generally don't follow societal norms and paradigms or rigid structures just for the sake of following them. We tend to not do that already. So our expressiveness and how we show up as ourselves is kind of already there, whether it's in our appearance and how we like look, and the way, especially if we're not masking. This might be different for people who are very highly masking, and maybe for those who don't even know that they're autistic, they might be trying to mask more and appear to be more like fitting in and stuff like that. But for those of us who aren't trying to mask like our expressiveness and like who we are, we tend to show up already as who we are. So like I said, in our looks, if we're dyeing our hair, if we're in piercings, in our personality, how we show up. What's the word that I really love that people use now is, oh my gosh, I forget the word. It's going to make me so upset now because I can't think of the word. But anyways, it's about like dressing happy, to dress, I'm not going to look it up. I don't know if it's like serotonin dressing. It's not called that, but it's dopamine dressing. It's dressing in a really happy ways to make yourself feel good. And it makes me laugh because as a teenager, I was very much like a raver, a candy raver, and I had fun outfits all the time. I had a backpack that was a bear called Coco, and I used to wear this big chain link. You know those this isn't about queerness, but those what are they called? The wallets with the chains. So I had one because I got those big chain links that you get from, if you want one, you can get them at like pet food stores, at pet stores, because they're the links that they use for the birds. And so I bought a whole bunch of those in the rainbow color, and I had this huge chain link of like rainbows, and I used to wear big, I used to make my own bracelets and necklaces that were huge colorful beads and stuff. And so this was like the way I used to dress when I was younger. And then I stopped because it's like I was, you're getting older and stuff, but now I'm getting back to like my expressing myself how I want to, and not because of social norms. Anyways, let's go back to the queerness. So because it's Pride, I will share my if you use pronouns, mine are she and her. And I myself am queer. I am demisexual. If you don't know what that is, it is someone who is on the asexual scale. Is that scale? The I used to have a thing here. Does it say anything on here? No, it doesn't say. Okay. I used to have all these pamphlets because I was on the Pride Committee, or the after it was called the Outreach Committee for in my union, because I used to be the vice president on my union, and also one of the founding members of the. This is my union here, of the of my union. We had a pride committee there, and we used to like host events and run the pride parade and march and pride parade every single year. So let's talk about that. So I'm demisexual, meaning demisexual is when you don't experience sexual attraction with people, primary sexual attraction with people, and that doesn't happen until you form some kind of like bond or connection with someone. Sometimes all the way, sometimes not at all. So it can vary for everyone else. I'm also I used to be stuck on what term to use for myself, because I really liked the word biromantic when I heard about it, because it just sounded nice. So I ended up settling with, like, I sometimes use bisexual and pansexual interchangeably, but I think I settle more with pansexual, which means that you can be attracted or like someone despite their gender or sexual orientation, etc. So I usually tend to just gravitate, instead of you saying all those things, I usually just say I'm queer. It's an easier umbrella term for myself that I prefer to use, but you obviously use whatever you want. So going back to how autistic people show up in the world, we tend to not adhere to these social constructs the way everyone else does. And so because of that, we're able to show up more expressively as our true selves and who we are. And especially for those who know who they are, for those who are not masking, you can really kind of stand out and be who you are. And so that means showing up how you want, dressing how you want, talking and feeling how you want, and also not following some kind of like social constructs of like who should love who and how you should show up as a certain way and stuff like that. And this is why there tends to be, not that they go hand in hand, but you can look up the statistics for this, because it's actually like out there. You can get the information for it, but you will tend to find that there's quite a lot of like queer folks in the autistic community. And so I tend to think that it's probably most likely due to the reasons I just stated about how we are not trying to there's an awareness or an understanding of that this is like our societal programming, and how it's very much just this way, this little box, and this is, cis male, cis female, and this is the existence of this very rigid box of societal programming, and we're just like, F that, because that's not really how the world is. That's not how anything works. That's not how, our souls work. That's not how, like, society should be. This is not how feelings work. This is not how life should be. And we kind of have this, like, I think, like this inherent understanding of that already. And this is why we find it hard to go along with something sometimes that don't make sense to us, because we feel those things more than other people. At least from my own experience, I can say this, and I know for a lot of other people, this is true. Now, I have a few autistic friends, and I would say that most of them are queer as well. So if you're watching this video and you're an autistic queer person, just you can share in comments if you'd like to join in the conversation. But anyways, so this is my experience with that. I would really love to have that discussion with people. It's funny because like my family is very much neurodivergent, and I have we're 4 girls, by the way, and 2 of my sisters are lesbians, and then there's me. And so it's interesting that like if we're gonna go by statistics, then there's my family there, my very neurodivergent family, who is pretty queer. So If you have other, I know like some of my friends as well who are queer, who are neurodivergent and have siblings, tend to have other siblings who are also like both of those things. So I would love to hear your own experience with this. Also, if you're doing any pride events, I'm not doing any pride events this weekend for multiple years, for over 12 years. That was part of like always doing the marches and things. We would go like for all 3 days. So in Toronto, we actually, because it's a huge city, so we celebrate with everything. So we have on Friday we do the trans march, and then we have it's the trans parade, I think. I don't know if it's a march or parade, but we do that and we kick off like the pride weekend. And then Saturday is the Dag March, and then Sunday is the big pride parade. And so I would go down for the entire weekend and do those things and march and parades and be part of all the festivities. And I did that for like 13 years, always being part of those festivities and stuff. And even before then, going down and being, hanging out on like in the village on Church Street and stuff like that. But I kind of took like a little break in the last little while because of like in burnout and stuff, I haven't really been doing events and things. I've been kind of not wanting to be downtown. It's very crowded and busy, and not wanting to be where there's a lot of people. It feels overwhelming for me, so I'm taking a backseat again this year. Maybe next year will be a little different, but I'm doing it low key this weekend and just kind of gonna spend time with like my partner and just gonna, yeah. That's new. And probably go up to my sister's place. She has a trailer, and maybe go swimming there. We'll see. But anyways, so this is my conversation. I want to talk about queerness in the autistic community, and I just wanted to share my own experience with that and why I think the reason for that is. There's probably like real statistical data out there, I know there is, that expresses why that is and how much of that the numbers, like what the numbers actually are. And I know they're quite high because I've seen other people post them. So all this is just to say happy Pride to everyone. And I hope you're having a beautiful weekend. Thanks for everyone who subscribes to my channel. I'm trying to grow the channel. I'm at 200 now, and I'm really grateful for that. I love you guys coming along. Like I said, I usually talk about like healing topics and things like that, but I'm just jumping in today to celebrate Pride, and I wanted to talk about this really quickly. Another thing I wanted to talk about is is that as a hypnotherapist, I do group hypnotherapy monthly, and what I really, really wanted to offer is maybe once or twice a month to do hypnotherapy for people who are neurodivergent or autistic, or both, who want to participate in in the hypnotherapy group to help to calm yourself. So if you're someone who experiences a lot of anxiety, dysregulation, and things like that, I was thinking of doing, because I had one about soothing the senses or something, and I was wondering like this would be really good for people who are autistic to help to regulate and stuff like that, and I know I need stuff like that regularly. So if that's something you'd be interested in participating in, drop a message in the comments and let me know if that's something you'd like, and I can offer it. And it'd just be strictly for autistic people, and because of that I won't offer it at the same rate and make it something like ridiculously like low. But anyways, if that's something you would really be interested in, let me know. I would love to do that. I think it'd be super cool. Or maybe do it like a pay what you can kind of thing, just because I'd love people to attend, and I know that not everyone has the means for stuff like that, so I just want to get everyone's feedback on that. So please let me know. I would love to be able to do something like that. So anyways, happy Pride everyone. I hope you're having an awesome time. Let me know where you are watching this from, and when your Pride is happening. So this is Toronto. We're Toronto here, and this is our big Pride weekend. It's also Canada Day weekend, so we have the long weekend off, so I'm off until Tuesday. So that's all. Thank you for being here. Like and subscribe if you can. Thank you so much, and take care. Bye.